Well, hello there, my friend. Jonathan Doyle with you. So glad you could join me for this short video. Welcome aboard. If you are new to this channel, please make sure you have subscribed. Hit the subscribe button wherever you're seeing it here. I would love to get this content to you really regularly. There are a whole bunch of links underneath here that are going to be very useful to you, particularly the coaching link. If you would like private coaching with me, I want you to go hit that link, go and book yourself a spot online. Why? What is going to happen in coaching is you and I are going to identify the key gaps and blockages in your life. It could be a business blockage. If you're running a business, it could be relationships, it could be your health and fitness. Whatever it is you are struggling with, my friend, I can help you identify how to move forward, give you some really practical support and strategies to get you going there. So that is how the coaching process works. So go and book yourself a coaching spot with me. Now, today, we're going to start a 3-day series. Over these next 3 episodes, I want to focus with you on what are some of the key drivers of the stress, anxiety, and overwhelm that so many of us face at this moment in history. Yesterday, as I was planning the content, I thought so many people that I interact with through this content are struggling with anxiety, depression, overwhelm, busyness. You may be one of the incredibly significantly small number of people that have absolutely no issues and your life is going perfectly well, in which case, thank you for watching. But for the rest of us, you know, in modern life, it's just so easy to feel beaten down and overwhelmed by the sheer level of complexity that's coming at us. So as I was planning, I came up with 3 core concepts. I want to talk about the impact today of weakened social connections. Tomorrow, I'm going to talk about the impact of a weakened exposure to nature. Now, that sounds random to you. Make sure you tune in tomorrow because I've got a lot to say about that that's going to be really, really useful to you. And on our 3rd day, I'm going to talk about the impact of technological complexity. So there's 3 things here. What happens when we lack social connection? What happens in a modern world where we're so busy that we don't get the time with the people that we really care about? We don't get the time to build those deep social connections that matter so much to the whole human journey. Then we're going to talk about what happens when we're so frantic and busy that we don't take time to be in this natural world, because there are so many benefits if you make time for that. And then on the 3rd day, I want to really take you through what happens with technological overwhelm. So definitely something for you over the next 3 days. Let's do day 1. You ready? Let's go. Okay, my friend, the first thing we need to remind ourselves of in this concept of weakened social connections is to remember that we are the most incredibly social species. In terms of evolutionary biology and evolutionary psychology, we have evolved for connection, for collaboration, for cooperation. I keep telling people we are the most tribal species. You know, even look at our modern politics, right? What do you notice? Is that people are collapsing back into what? Into tribes. We have evolved as a species for belonging. So what happens in a world where that belonging process begins to break down and many people feel that they don't have connections? So I was doing some research and I came across some really good stuff from Stanford University about the impact of weakened social connections. And believe it or not, in the research, it makes these 3 points. You ready? Let's do it. Weakened social connections are actually a greater risk to health than obesity, smoking, and high blood pressure. In contrast, positive social connections provide a 50% chance of increased longevity. They strengthen immune responses. They provide faster recovery from illness, lower levels of anxiety and depression, higher self-esteem, greater empathy, and people who have high levels of social connection are more trusting and cooperative. The other really fascinating piece of research came from a study that was first done in 1984 and then repeated again in 1995. Now, this study looked at a very large group of people and asked them one important question. How many people did they have in their lives that they feel they could really confide in, that they could really talk to and unburden themselves of the deepest issues in their lives? Now, in 1984, the survey found that people said they had 3 people that they could talk to. 3 people that they could go to in a crisis and really talk to. However, in the follow-up study in 1995, what they discovered was that this is in the United States, the number had fallen to zero. The average person in the study felt that they literally had no one that they could go and talk to about crucial issues in their lives. So if we are such a social species, you can begin to see what happens when these social connections break down. So we've got health issues, we've got psychological issues, we've just got that effect on what it means to be human, to enjoy this human journey with the people that we most care about. So I really want to put on your radar the importance or the impact of weakened social connections. And what I want to do to finish here is talk about what we need to do to begin to create some change. So let's talk about that now. As in all of my content, I try to get really practical. I want you to go away from this with, yes, some knowledge about issues that affect you, but I also want you to have practical strategies. So the first principle I want to teach you about this social connection piece is simply what I call getting deliberate. What I teach in coaching and in business is you don't change anything until you really begin to focus on it. You don't change anything in your life until you begin to get deliberate. Get deliberate. So what I want you to do is take some kind of audit with your journal. I'm journaling so much at the moment, but maybe with your journal, begin to write down the level of social connection in your life at the moment. Who are the important people? Is there enough social connection? Get deliberate, get focused. And I think most of us will probably find that we're missing social connection. We're missing those deep conversations, those unstructured times of being together with people that we love, people that we care about, friends, family. So let's get clear on that first, all right? Get your journal out, get deliberate, get clear, get conscious, get precise. What is the level of social connection in your life at the moment? All right, let me get on to strategy 2. Now, strategy 2 is a little paradoxical in the sense that what I want you to start to do is rather than, look, put it this way, when we focus on a lack of social connection or our experience of loneliness or feeling that we can't unburden ourselves, it's very understandable that we collapse into ourselves, that we become very self-referential. What I want to suggest to you is that one of the fastest ways to improve social connections is to really focus on others. That's why it's paradoxical, because the intent is to change our internal feeling states, our internal experience of life. But we do it not by focusing so much on ourselves, but by focusing on others. What can you give to others? What can you do for others? What can you share with others? So it's a shift in mindset where you begin to really look outwards, beyond your own internal circumstance and go, who needs me? Who can I reach out to? Who can I send a message to today? Who can I book in for coffee, for lunch, for dinner? Who can I hang out with? So get other focused. All right, let's get on to principle 3. This is going to totally mess with you, my friend, because it's the opposite of what I just said, sort of. In principle 2, I said you got to focus on others, but in principle 3, you got to actually balance it by some self-care and some self-focus. I know you all just lost your minds and you're like, Jonathan, you just contradicted yourself. No, not quite. Yes, we need to do out of focus, but the way to do out of focus is to come from a good place within ourselves. What does that mean? Self-care. Getting enough rest, being, feeling healthy and well in yourself. Doing self-care, practicing self-care allows you to actually move out of yourself and have energy for others, all right? So we focus on others, but really, please, where's your self-care at? Are you getting enough sleep? Are you eating well? What's your exercise like? These are all the sorts of things I help you with in coaching. But for now, look after yourself first. It's that old saying on the aircraft, put your mask on before you help others. All right, let's get on to the final principle. Look, the last one's really kind of obvious. I want you to start asking for help. It's funny now, I don't know if you've been following, but ChatGPT is out. AI engines, artificial intelligence, you can type them in, you can get answers to everything. We kind of had that with Google, right? But it's actually getting ramped up with AI and ChatGPT. So I can see a world where we less and less begin to reach out to others when we feel stuck, we need guidance, we need information, we need support. And let's be honest, no ChatGPT engine is ever going to give you a hug, right? It would be creepy. Now I know they're talking about AI robots and stuff, but I do not want to be hugged by a robot. So reach out to others and ask for help. Tell the truth. I've been saying this to people for years. Tell the truth. If life is difficult for you, my friend, at the moment, people are not necessarily going to know. Unless it's really dramatic, many people are not going to know that you're doing things tough. And many of us that kind of watch personal development content, that watch motivational content like this, we can easily feel that we have to know all the answers. People look to us for answers. They look to you for answers. But we've got to learn to ask for help. I have a whole group of people that I can reach out to. I make time every week to catch up with some mentors, with some people that really know the truth of where I'm at any given point in life. I make time for that. So my friend, ask for help. Do it today. Send someone a message. Say, hey, can we catch up? And then tell the truth. If you can't tell them the truth, What sort of friendship or connection is it really? Now, I'm not saying you sit down at coffee and the second, you've put your sugar in your flat white, you just blurt out the deepest secrets of your life. I'm not saying that. I'm saying take the risk in the right context to tell people how you're really going. All right, that's it for me today. That's weakened social connections and why they matter. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about weakened exposure to nature. You're going to love that episode. Please make sure you've subscribed. If you like what you're hearing, my friend, would you send this to someone? Would you grab this link here on Rumble or YouTube and send it to somebody? Go and check out the links under here, especially the coaching link. All right. It is a small price to pay for significant change in your life. So if you are ready to change, if you want to move your business forward, if you want to move your relationships, your health, your whole experience of life, go and hit that coaching link, book a session with me, and we're going to get you moving forward. All right. That's it for today. My name's Jonathan Doyle. This has been the Daily Message, my friend, and you and I are going to talk again tomorrow.